Stop singing Eminem. Hello, this is the Tyrant In Training podcast. I'm Kevin. This is an improv comedy podcast where each week I have a guest on who will talk about how they would rule their own country. Either they're benevolent or malevolent. I can never say it right the first time. But it can either be good or bad, whatever way they want.
Or neutral.
Or they can be neutral. And beside me is Celine.
Hello.
The reason why I explained what this podcast is about. Celine is my fiancée, by the way. If you listened to the previous episodes. The reason why I explained it is because I've noticed that every time I ask you, where do you find a podcast or what's the podcast about? You do say what you do answer, but you answer it like I'm a guard. And I've pulled you over and I've said, is your license in date? Like it, so that's why I decided I'd let you off the hook.
Thank you. I do get a bit of a deer in headlights.
A little
look.
bit. And it's the same question. Yeah. on blue sky, on treads, on like calm down, take a breath before you inhale in the breathalyzer. So yes, what is this podcast about?
But you just
no, but
we'll give you a go.
We'll give you a go.
You.
Yes, I do an improv comedy podcast where I interview guests about how they run their own island. That's it.
Yes, thank you.
This week's guest is by far the smartest and youngest guest that I plan to ever have on the show.
Yes.
Yes, this is a Texas History Bee champ. You know what a History Bee is, by the way, just so I'm clear.
Well, I do, because I have heard about
you're
before.
excited to listen, yeah. So
but you can explain to other people who may not know.
It's like spelling bee, but with history questions.
Yes.
Boom. This is Everest Nevraumont, right? So Everest, when this episode goes out, so we're doing this at the end of, what month are we in? April.
We're in April.
Yeah. So when this episode comes out in a few weeks,
yes.
She's going to the National History Bee. That's all of America. And I believe then in September around, she's going to the world one, the globe, well, not the actual name, but the World History Bee.
Yes.
In Paris, I think. So I am straight on to the bookies, putting hard money on this girl. This is Everest Nevraumont.
Yes.
Right, so very excited. Do you want to hear some out of context quotes?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Oh no, what happened? Did somebody crash my birthday party? There's going to be zero propaganda. Except for the fact that I'm pretending to be 30 years old and I'm 10. Everest Nevraumont, Dictorial Presidential Empress, is the best person in the world. I didn't do that, and I definitely was not drunk on ice cream. Skiing Skibbity Ohio too much is dangerous. The U.S. delegates could come and hear that we're saying Ohio so much and think that we're doing a plot against Ohio. You're welcome. What was your name again?
It was mad interviewing her. She's great.
So much fun.
So much fun. And you know, I often, but all the fucking time after the podcast when I record,
yes,
I am always saying to you like, oh, so much fun. They were lovely. They were really nice. They're really interesting, and you know, whatever.
Yeah. And
then after this, I had to like run into the room and go, I have no idea what just happened. It's fantastic. So yeah, Everest Nevraumont is hopefully going to win.
Yay!
Let's find out. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to actually like be invested in this.
Yeah. In
this 10-year-old girl. I don't know the age group. I'm gonna say like under 12s or whatever way they do it. Do you want to hear? So that's all very funny and mad, right?
Yes.
Do you want to hear just a little piece of? I was very nice. You know, there was no like the country's blown up and you have to get out the island. It was very nice, right? There was one moment, I can't remember when, where she was a bit upset. Oh. It was fine. She continued on the podcast like a trooper.
Yes.
I'll just play you that part where my heart died a little inside.
Oh no.
Yeah.
What did you do to her?
I don't know.
Why
but do you now
sad?
suddenly feel like an ant?
Yes.
It was like, we need to like revolute her dad money or something to go to the zoo.
Buy her a cake.
The zoo or whatever is in Texas.
I'm sure there's zoos in Texas.
Or like a wildlife park, though, surely.
Oh yeah, nice, a nice big one.
Yeah. But yeah, so this is this episode. Where can you find this podcast? Remember, I'm not part of the law, so where can you find this podcast, Celine?
Hey man, you can find it. Sorry, you can find this podcast on Twitter. No, I've done it wrong already.
I'm not looking at you.
You can find it on Blue Sky. You can find it on Threads. You can find it on Instagram. You can find it on TikTok. You can find at Kev Ryan person on all of those things also, not TikTok. You can find it on its website, which is tyrantintraining.podcastpage.io.
Podcastpage.io. Just Google Tyrant In Training.
Just Google Tyrant In Training, yeah. And on all of the apps that do podcasts.
Yeah, I will say, actually, since you brought that up, my God. There is an actual, like, this is just handy for any podcast I recently found. If you Google Podlink, all one word, it'll bring you onto a page, very simple design page, and in the middle of it will be a search button, kind of like the Google search page. And if you just type in whatever podcast you want, only type in Tyrant In Training. Right? But if technically there was other podcasts out there, if you type in the name, even only half the name, it'll come up, all the ones there, like Tyrant in Retirement and Tyrant In Training. And that's a much different podcast. And then you click on Tyrant In Training and it'll bring it to its own page, and it'll show every I suppose app or platform that it's on.
Yes.
And like when you go onto that page where it shows you all them, it plays the episode there anyway. So you technically don't even have to go onto like Spotify or anything else if you don't have premium. You can just go onto that.
That's pretty cool.
So it's really handy because it's free and you don't have to sign up or anything.
Yay.
I need to get onto them to get sponsorship.
You have done a great ad.
I don't endorse anything unless I fully use it, and I'm delighted to say that No, anyway, I won't do that. I'm not getting paid yet. Okay, enjoy this episode with a 10-year-old girl.
Enjoy.
Everest, I have to ask you first of all, your second name, how do I pronounce it right? Because I'm very stupid.
The last name or my middle name?
Oh, your last name.
Nevraumont.
Nevraumont. It's not like Harry Potter, Voldemort. Apparently you're not meant to pronounce the T, right? It's Voldemort.
But there's a T in Voldemort.
Yeah. Wait a minute. Have you been pronouncing it Voldemort or Voldemort?
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, I think everyone's used to say Voldemort, but apparently there's no, you're not meant to pronounce the T. But anyway, so it's Everest Nevraumont.
Yep, that's perfect.
Have you ever visited the mountain?
I want to, but no.
Why do you want to? Do you want to go up to the top of it?
No, just base camp. The top is like really dangerous.
Yeah, but you'd be fine up there. Loads of people go up. You'd be grand.
Yeah, but like 1 in 10 people die.
Yeah, but you don't know. Yeah, okay, I get it. Okay, yeah, that's sad. Let's not start off with it. Okay, happy podcast.
Yeah.
You, Everest, are very good at history.
Pretty good.
Okay, I need to challenge that, obviously, because I need to feel like I'm better than... You're 10?
Yeah, I'm 10.
Okay, yeah, I need to feel better and smarter. Yeah. So, have you ever heard of a game people play online called Wordle?
Yeah, Wordle. My grandma and I do it all the time. It's really fun.
Now, have you ever heard of the history version?
No.
Now, there is a history version where you have to guess the year of like an event.
Is that on the New York Times?
No, I don't
Okay, then
know.
I haven't done it.
But I do know it's called like Yerdle or year.
Oh, like Yerdle. Yeah,
Yerdle,
that's good.
Do you want to try Yerdle and see how good you are?
I'm really bad with dates, but okay.
Oh, okay, we'll try it though, right?
Yeah, we should
The good
try.
thing is you do have 8 goes, to be fair, right? So
okay.
you have loads. So I'm going to butcher these names because I'm Irish. So the first clue is Huguenot rebellions, allies, surrenders after an intense siege. Anglo-Spanish War, a Spanish expedition led by Fadrique de Toledo, I don't know him personally, wipes out the English colony on Nevis, and the Dutch States General ratifies the Dutch West India Company's Charter of Freedoms and Exemptions, making it more attractive to invest in the colonies of New Netherlands in North America. Yeah. So what you have to do is you have to basically guess what year it is, but you get hints the closer you are.
Oh, yay. Okay.
Have you heard of any of them?
Yes, technically. I've heard of one.
Ooh, which one have you heard of?
Anglo-Spanish War.
Have you any
I've
idea?
also heard of the Dutch West India Company, but I don't know if that counts.
I think that they're just like a really rich company, right? They had a lot of ships and stuff.
the British passed the Tea Act to tax America to help the West India Tea Company. No, not the tea company, just the company.
Oh, wait, was that where the whole Boston Tea Party comes from?
Well, the Tea Act, yes.
Ah, okay. So what decade or no decade, what century do you think this would actually arrive up in? Any of these?
Probably like the 1700s.
So if we go in, do you want to say it's like 1600?
The 16th century. But no,
16th century. So you wanted
wait,
like
no.
1500.
No, the 18th century.
So we'll
Because
say,
the 1700s, I think.
okay, so if we type in 1700, then it'll tell me it's between 41 and 200 years off.
Okay.
So do you think it's like 1750 or 1650?
1750.
1750. And it says you're still between 41 and 200 years off.
41 and 200? Okay.
So it's in between like 40 and 200. So I get, yeah, it's hardly 1950.
Does it say which way?
I think I can, I don't know. Do you know what? I've never had to do that. I think you can, but I think I've never had to, or I've never tried to put in that.
So it's North America, which means it could not have been for 1492.
Okay.
So, and we'll just go 150 years after 750, which is 1600.
Okay, 1600. So then,
Well, no, that's 150 years, but we'll do that.
yes. And it now tells you, so that you put in 1600 AD and it says you're between 11 and 40 years off.
Wow, we're getting better.
Yeah. So at most it's like 1640, right?
Yes. But if we do that, it could also be 1560.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, we're gonna do 1630.
1630.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have 4 guesses left and you are between 1 and 2 years off.
Oh, wow. Okay. 1632.
Ooh, you sure?
Yeah.
You are between 3 and 10 years off.
What?
So you guessed 1630 and you were either 1 or 2 years off. And then when you guessed 1632, it says you're 3 to 10 years off. So I think you have to
Okay,
go
so then
lower.
it's back
Yeah,
the other way. 1627.
You're between 1 and 2 years off. So I'm presuming you're going 1620 something?
1626.
Why didn't I? Yeah, here we go. Okay, so you have one more guess, and you are between 3 and 10 years off.
Oh no.
So
1628?
I will give a hint. Yeah, since 1626 and you're 3 to 10 years off.
It's 1629.
This is your last go now.
That.
You owe me $7,000 if you get this wrong.
I don't have $7,000.
I will take monthly installments.
$7,000. Because if I lose this.
Yeah. You can pay it monthly, that's fine. I'll set up a Revolut. 1629. Okay.
Yeah, that's what we're guessing.
Oh, you got it right. Look.
Yes! On the last try.
On the last try.
That was scary.
I needed that money. Okay. Okay, so we'll say you win your own country for getting that right.
I win my own country?
Yeah, that's how you get a new country in this podcast.
Yay.
Because on this podcast, we don't take over countries, because technically that's bad.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah, so we're going to just magic up a new island for you, okay?
Ooh.
So it's kind of fun. You get to pick where you want to live. How are you at geography?
Awful. I am
really
awful, awful, awful at geography.
Do you know what most guests are? Majority of guests haven't a clue where they even live. It's very concerning.
That's like really bad.
But I do have a map for you.
Okay, good.
So here you are. Can you see this map?
Almost. Yes.
Perfect, right? You see Ireland is the center of the world, naturally.
Yep.
And yep, right there. Basically, this is where you want to live. Like, what sort of weather do you want? Okay. So where in the world would you like to set your own island?
Wait, it has to be an island?
What were you thinking?
like a country or a state or something?
Oh, I mean, yeah, like it's going to be its own country. Like it's like most places. I mean, every land is technically an island, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah,
Am
whatever,
I
whatever
allowed
you
to
want.
take like the whole United States?
Oh no, what we'll do is we'll magic up an island. We'll just pretend like you pick wherever you want in the ocean you would like if you want to put it right beside America, we'll just pretend there's a new island there and it's going to have all
All
your
right.
people on it.
Can we put it like right where Oregon is? So right next to California and Washington?
Uh like along the coast here. You don't want to sit it on
Yeah.
top of Oregon, right?
Well, no, I want like an island
Yeah,
right
they're right
there.
there. Yeah. Why you like the weather there, right?
Oh, well, I used to live there, so yeah.
Ah, okay. So yes, we'll throw it right there, right? And what we're gonna say is there's going to be, and are you okay with 10 million people living there?
Yeah,
It's
I guess.
yeah,
Is
that's like
there
double.
enough housing? Is anybody
There's
homeless?
no, there's loads of housing. We'll sort all that out. There's plumbing, there's electricity, there's broadband. You can use the internet, no problem, right?
Oh, wow. I
Don't.
like this
It's
country.
already starting off perfect. 10 million people is just basically twice as many Irish people as there is in the world. So perfect.
Okay.
See? But you don't have to talk to all those people, okay? If you don't want to.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so we'll throw your island there. I do have a question. Do
Yeah.
you have any idea what you would name your island?
No.
Now, would you want to call it after yourself or any other mountain?
Maybe like Mount Everest Junior.
Mount Everest Junior is going to has 10 people. Okay, yeah, we'll Mount Everest. Why the Junior?
Because there's already a Mount Everest.
And are you going to call that Mount Everest Senior?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, we can throw in. Okay, Mount Everest Junior is going to be right beside America. And
Yeah.
it's going to be very far away from. Where is Mount Everest? It's
In between Nepal and Tibet.
there we go. I wonder, can we see it here? Tibet. Oh, it should be somewhere around there, right? Hold on a minute.
Yeah, like maybe they're in the Himalayas. So
Is it on?
right there, right next to Kathmandu.
Oh, where's Kathmandu? Oh, here.
Right there.
Oh, they don't really oh, they do signpost it. Okay, there it is. Okay, Mount Everest Senior is there, and then a couple of thousand
Yeah.
miles away is Mount Everest Junior. Is there any mountains on your island?
There's gonna be one, I think. Maybe actually two.
Oh, do you have any names for them?
So one's gonna be the volcano.
Volcano mountain.
Yeah, the volcano mountain.
Okay.
And it's gonna be the only volcano on the island, but it never erupts.
Never.
It's a still life volcano.
So can I look in and see lava inside it or magma? I forget
Yeah.
which one. Okay, but are we okay? We're not doing anything with it though.
What?
We're not going to do anything with it. Like we're not throwing people into it if they're bad or anything.
No.
Okay,
No,
I just want to make sure.
that was a Mayan thing.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's a lot of guest things as well when they have a volcano on their island. So you just want that there for pictures and stuff.
Yes, for tourism.
Perfect. And the other mountain, that's not volcano.
It's gonna be called I don't know. Mount Amazing.
What makes it amazing?
It's on my island.
Okay, fine. Yes. And if people don't say it's amazing, do they get in trouble?
They're banished.
They're banished.
Or no, maybe they should get corporal punishment. I don't know.
Okay, that's a bit concerning. I tell you what, we'll come back to the corporal punishment because you're 5 minutes into the podcast.
Okay.
Have you any idea what you were going to name yourself? What's your official title? Because you can pick whatever you want. You can name yourself whatever you want, and that's the official title.
I'll be the Dictorial Presidential Emperor.
I better write this down. The Dictorial, if I can spell it.
I don't think that's a word.
But it is now on your island, right?
Yeah, it's my island's word.
So, what was it? It was the Dictorial
Presidential Emperor.
Presidential Emperor. Now, it's not Empress, no? We're going with Emperor.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Empress. Presidential Empress.
So the Dictorial Presidential Empress.
Exactly.
Okay, and if anyone just says, "Hey, Everest, how you doing?" Do they get in trouble if they're not calling you by your...
No, they're just being normal.
Okay, so you don't mind if people don't call you the Dictorial Presidential Empress?
No, only the most senior people have to call me that.
Oh, okay. Speaking of senior people, right? You know the everyday boring stuff of running a country, like who sorts out the traffic lights and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, that's not really the president's job, I
No.
don't think.
Would you want your citizens on your island, would you want them to vote for like 100 senators to do the everyday boring stuff, but you are in total command, like you have ultimate say? Or would you say, look, there's no voting, I'm just going to pick 10 people to run the country, and either way, your citizens are happy? Like, if you tell them there's no voting, they're happy with that. If you tell them they can vote for a few politicians, they're happy with that. Which would you
But we
prefer?
can't have a totalitarian society.
Your
So
name is the
I think,
Dictorial Presidential
well, I'm a nice and polite dictator.
Okay, yes, absolutely, yes. Yeah, you banish people if they don't say your mountain's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
their problem, not
That's their
mine.
issue. Yeah, I agree. You're wonderful. So you're going to allow voting.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. What if
Or
they vote?
else US might go to war against us for communism.
Right. Okay, yeah, you have landed right beside them. Maybe you should have moved away before. Okay.
Can go right next to Russia.
Go, yeah, and it might help. So you're going to allow voting. Now, what happens if they vote for stupid people?
Maybe there has to be a system of like checks and balances. Like there's a Supreme Court, except they can veto the super like dumb people. But I have secret power over the Supreme Court.
So you can decide, no, we're not doing that. So people can vote for someone, but if that someone says, I think we should name it Mount Meh, you'll be like, no, that's not happening.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have veto power over people also.
Okay, so you're allowing voting, but only if they vote the right way.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's seemingly what everyone wants. I have another question for you. Oh, what type of house do you want to live in?
Maybe like smaller than a mansion, but you know those like big houses?
Like landlord sort of like, what's the name of that series? Like English landlord sort of mansions?
Well, not big mansions, kind of like a blue collar person's house, except a little bigger, like 2 or 3 times bigger, but not a mansion.
Okay. Why not a mansion?
Because then I would get lost.
I mean, we can tie a rope to you. You'll be fine.
I guess. Maybe I'll have a White House size house.
A White House, and you like that sort of building?
Well, yeah, because it's white, and that way I could see if any children tried to draw on it.
Are you worried about children drawing on your house?
Well, I have 3 siblings, and some of the walls, especially our car.
Really, they're drawn on it. Would you not make it like a whiteboard sort of
So
house?
everybody can just draw whatever they want on it?
Yeah, well, I mean,
what if someone said bad about me? There would be no way for me to find out who it was.
But you can wipe it off.
That's a good point.
And what if they draw something cool? Do you want a whiteboard house?
Yeah, I have but only for part of it, because I do want it to have like a nice looking house. Yeah. So then when like people from other countries come, they don't think I'm like a child running the country.
I mean, you are 10.
I know, but they're not supposed to think that.
Wait, so if I am the president of Ireland and I show up for a big important meeting, are you going to pretend to be like an adult?
Yeah, nobody wants to trade with a 10-year-old girl.
Okay,
How is our country going to make money?
Loads of people in history have been young when they've been tyrannical rulers.
Well, yeah, that never really ended well, did it?
No, but when did any... Yeah, the world is still here. So you are going to pretend... How are you going to pretend to be an adult?
That's a good question.
Are you going
Maybe I'll get like stilts, and then I'll put like a dress over that.
Yes.
So that nobody realizes it's not my real legs. And then I'll just wear a dress 24/7.
Okay.
I can't do any cartwheels or anything.
You can do it in your spare time.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
You're not wearing the stilts all the time, surely.
No.
No.
My most senior advisors know that I'm just like normal.
What about your citizens? Do your citizens think you're an adult?
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, okay. God, this is tough on you. I don't know why you decided this. You could. Oh yeah. Okay. Can I suggest something? Because I'm just an advisor as well, right? I think
Yeah,
all your ideas are great.
you can be an advisor.
Thank you. Can I just point out something to you?
Yeah.
Dictorial Presidential Empress.
Yeah.
Because you're 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Your voice sounds a bit like a 10-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're into if I'm the president of Ireland and I'm a very sad man who has a lovely dog, you should check out the Irish president's dog. He's very
Oh,
nice. I
I
think he's
didn't
Saint
know he had
Bernard.
a dog.
Yeah, he's Saint Bernard. Follows him everywhere.
Oh, that's
But
fun.
also, have you ever seen Lord of the Rings or any of those sort of things?
I think it's too violent. I don't think mom let me.
So
Either that or I wasn't allowed to watch the movie until I read the book. I don't
fair
remember.
enough. Well, the Irish president looks like a hobbit.
Oh yeah, I've seen the
Yeah.
illustrated like
Yeah.
graphic novel version. So
Wait, of the Irish president or of Lord of the Rings?
no, of the Lord of the Rings.
Well, he kind of looks like the Irish president. They would be in that.
Oh,
But if he came along and he's saying, "I'm going to meet with the very cool dictatorial presidential empress," like, how are you? You're going to have to put on a more older voice, right?
yeah, I'll get a boombox.
Okay, so if I arrive up and go, "Hello, it's very nice to meet you," what are you going to say to fool me?
Um, hello, it's nice to meet you too.
You sound like a robot. Are you okay?
I tried to make my voice deeper.
Do you think adults sound like robots? Because you went a
Well, they
bit,
sound deeper, so I don't know
hello,
how to go deeper without sounding like
like
a
a
robot.
robot. Okay, we'll work on it, but it's good start. Okay, you do
Maybe I'll
sound.
get someone impersonating me and basically I'll run the country and I can like hypnotize them and they'll become like a senior me.
Why would you hypnotize them? You wouldn't just
So
pay
they
them.
can't say anything bad about me.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll work on that, but we'll assume everything's fine for now. Okay,
Yeah,
you
everything's
have
perfect.
you have like the White House. That sort of White House is big. Have you ever been to the White House?
Mm, yeah.
Oh, have you? Is it nice? I'd like to go, but I haven't gone.
Well, I've never been like inside of it, but I
But
did
you've
like
seen.
the tour.
Wait, do you not go inside if you're on a tour?
Well, you're not allowed to go on like the actual part of it. Like you walk in,
Yeah.
there's like a bunch of security, and you see all the paintings and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Are the paintings good? Right.
They're all right.
Yeah. Do you know who
I
built the
like
White
Starry
House?
Night better, but
What? The what? The Starry Night. What's Starry Night?
Starry Night, that
What's that?
painting, do you know it?
No, probably not. Is it? It's like American history sort of painting, is it?
No, it's not American. It's European history.
Oh God.
It's the
Okay.
one
Oh,
with the stars and the tree
blue and
and
yellow, sort of.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. I know that one. The what I was going to ask, and I've forgotten, so I'll move on.
Sorry.
That's okay. Don't worry. We won't fall out. Do you know your country, which is called Mount Everest Junior, for
Yeah.
reasons I'm still coming to terms with? What unusual list is your country top of?
The best country in the world list.
The best country in the world.
Maybe the most popular country. Like the
Oh,
most popular.
most popular country in the world. Do you
Also the
know?
coolest country.
Okay, so when I looked for the most popular country in the world, the first thing that came up is the most visited country. So are we just going to kind of go with that and see who's leading it so far?
No, we're gonna go with it's like popular. Everybody knows about it. That type of popular. Like high school popular. Like in
Oh,
those like Mean Girls books.
top 10 most popular countries in the world. Okay, oh, you have it here from 2024. Do you have any idea? I swear Ireland better be here. It's not. This is
Oh
garbage.
no.
Yeah, right? Um,
Is US there?
maybe.
Okay.
Do you know who number one apparently most popular country in the world is in 2024?
Mm.
Do you want to
Mount
take a
Everest Junior?
No, they unfortunately, whatever intrave.com don't have Mount Everest Junior.
United States.
Yeah, apparently.
Well, maybe I'll build a Disneyland.
Would you build a Disneyland or a Hollywood? You can only have one or the other.
Mm. What do my country have more of? Like school children or like old people?
I tell you what, you can pick.
Okay. I think we're gonna have more like kids and less old people. And then I'm gonna choose Disneyland.
By the way, when you're in charge and everything, Are you allowing your parents any say at all? Are they even allowed on the island? Or are you just saying like, no,
parents are allowed,
yeah.
but they have to give their kids, like some more leeway than parents do now.
Okay. By the way, what I've realized is I haven't really been asking the correct questions because you are part of Gen Alpha, right?
Yes, I am Gen Alpha.
Right.
So maybe they only let like millennials in.
Anyone older is not allowed.
I guess some older people should, because that way, like, there's some people who can tell stories, people can learn lessons,
Yes.
stuff like that. So we
Okay.
probably should let some old people in.
But they have to be good at
can't
telling
have too
stories.
much control.
Right. We'll
And they
make
have
sure.
to tell good stories with good morals.
Okay.
And also not sound boring.
And so they have to be charismatic, they have to be good storytellers, and we'll put them in shackles so they can't move around much.
No, they're allowed to move around.
Oh,
this
okay.
country is gonna be super safe. There's
Yes.
like no people who are gonna
Everyone has
do
money,
bad things.
jobs.
Everyone has money. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
So nobody needs to have that much control over their kids. So
Yes.
they can kind of just have fun.
Now, I do have a question since you are part of Gen Alpha. Is there a phantom tax?
What's a phantom tax?
Oh, come on, Everest. I'm here with all the lingo of Gen Alpha. I'm hip. Phantom tax means stealing food from a friend.
No, you're not allowed to do that.
Okay, that's apparently slang terms that come from your generation. That's not my fault.
Okay, I'm not very upbeat with my generation.
You
I
are
have an uncle
Dictorial.
who knows more about my generation than I do.
You are the Dictorial Presidential Empress. You know everything.
Yeah, I'm a millennial because I'm like older. Everybody thinks I'm older.
Can I ask you
But I'm
one?
not a Gen Alpha anymore.
Oh yeah, everyone thinks you're. Can I ask you a question? This is genuine
Yeah.
because I just looked at it, and you might know this, but apparently one of the slang terms for Gen Alpha is to call something a bit weird Ohio. What's that about?
That's a boy thing.
What's wrong with Ohio?
Well, there's this word. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on like a podcast because it's kind of like I don't know. Am I allowed to say it?
I tell you what, if you want, I can edit it out if it's very.
Okay, it's skibbity, and
What's
everybody
skibbity?
says skibbity Ohio. Don't ask me why.
So that's a bad thing. Skibbity Ohio is a bad thing.
Well, all the annoying boys say it, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's already annoying. Okay. Are annoying boys, anyone who says that, are they allowed on the island? Or are we
Anyone
just...
who says that have to stand on their head for 23 hours.
Oh, God. But that's dangerous.
Yeah. Saying skibbity Ohio too much is dangerous. The U.S. delegates could come and hear that we're saying Ohio so much and think that we're doing a plot against Ohio, and that could be really bad. But then they could take us over like they took over Grenada.
National defense.
We don't want that.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so anyone who says that, or if anyone's even from Ohio, we're going to make them stand their head. Perfect.
No, okay, they're allowed to be from Ohio. That'd probably be even better, because that way it shows that we're not doing a plot against Ohio. We're actually rooting for Ohio. So we want a lot of people from Ohio to come, in case anybody says skibbity Ohio.
Okay, quick, when was Ohio founded?
I don't know.
No, I don't know either. So, we have another question for you. Your approval rating is like 91%. Everyone's delighted with you.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks,
guys.
But, you're welcome. But, there's a bit of a problem. But you get to kind of pick this problem. There is a scandal about to happen.
No, there would never be.
You're in charge, so, usually these happen. Now, the good thing is, it's not a very bad scandal. You get to make up what it is, okay? It'll put your approval rating from 91% down to 84.
How could they? That's not okay.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Right? How dare they? And we've rounded up the people who've told us that information. What scandal would you be involved in? What would you do that you probably shouldn't have done?
Maybe somebody found me sleeping in the bowling alley.
Why were you sleeping in the bowling alley? You have a bed.
I know. Maybe I was tired and I just decided to sleep there. But maybe they thought I was drunk, so that became a scandal.
You were drunk on ice cream, aren't you?
Fair, maybe.
You were. How much ice cream did you have?
Only 2 gallons, okay? Not that
2 gallons.
much.
2 gallons. Yeah. Okay, that's quite a lot. That's like a bat.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe 3 gallons.
Okay, so you bathed in ice cream. Okay. When your advisors, you're familiar with, the American former president Nixon.
Yeah, that guy. He resigned because of Watergate.
Right? And afterwards, he did a very famous interview with I think he was a British interviewer called David Frost. Okay. Two of them sat down. You see it on the news now a lot of times where you'll have a politician sitting down in a chair and across the way from them sitting in another chair is an interviewer, right? And they'll say, let's stick to the facts. And then they don't. They kind of talk silly. But,
yeah, that tends to happen with politicians.
Yeah. So what your advisors would say, look, bowling alley gate is ruining your reputation. We think you should go on to the nightly news and confront it, right? You should explain yourself what you did and why you did it. Would you do that? Would you face a live interview explaining why you fell asleep in a bowling alley drunk on ice cream?
Maybe. I'd have to come up with a very convincing script, though.
Oh, you'd work on a script?
Well, yeah, I couldn't just say I didn't do that, and I definitely was not drunk on ice cream. That would not fly very well with the press.
Really? You think you could? You're the supreme ruler. You can say what you want.
Well, yeah, but if my population, you said it was 100,000 or something?
10 million?
Oh, 10 million.
Yeah.
So my population's 10 million, and I do that silly thing, right?
Yeah.
And I go on the news and say I didn't do that, and then it goes on the press. She said, Empress Dictorial Presidential
Empress.
Dictorial Presidential Empress Everest Nevraumont has stated that she did not do the bowling alley gate scandal.
Yeah.
And then people are going to start being mean about that and saying, mocking me. And I can't go and get everybody in trouble who was mocking me, or else the population could drop to 5 million. And then that would be really bad.
Okay, yeah. Okay, you're down to Ireland then. You're Ireland level. That's horrendous. So you're going to write a script. So what are you going to say? You don't have to write the script now, but are you going to admit it? Are you going to say I was wrong, or
I don't know what I'd say.
I mean, you could just deny it.
I guess I'll deny it.
Just deny. So if we're sitting down, we're going to pretend now we're sitting down at the interview, and I am the top news reporter in the country called Anderson, and I'm saying, thank you very much, Dictorial Presidential Dictator, for joining me.
You're welcome. What was your name again?
Anderson.
You're welcome, Anderson. Thank you so much for having me here.
Oh, your voice is a lot more youthful than I thought.
I thought we had the impersonator coming.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, she'll be on soon. Okay. Yeah, she'll be on soon. We'll dub it in afterwards. It's fine.
Okay.
We'll continue. So, bowling alley gate. What happened?
I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing happened.
Oh.
That was one of my advisors. He's now fired. He had a grudge because of some unnecessary thing towards the spoils system, and decided to make up the untrue scandal in the bowling alley.
Oh, so was it him? Because we do have video here, security footage of you sleeping, and eating 3 gallons of ice cream and laughing, saying, "This is the greatest day of my life."
Yes, he knocked me out and hypnotized me and put a bunch of gallons of ice cream on me to get me in trouble because of the one little grudge. I don't know if you guys noticed, but he's a little bit overreactive.
Yeah, he did, clearly. Why would he do that? Because he was jealous of you.
He was jealous of my title. Supreme Dictorial Presidential Empress.
So you're adding Supreme now to it.
Well, I had to tell the press that. I couldn't just be boring old dictator presidential.
Okay, so we're adding Supreme. Okay, we've added Supreme Dictorial Presidential Empress.
But only when I'm talking to the press. Otherwise, I have to be kind of modest, you know?
Okay, so when you're out in the street chatting to people, you're just plain old Dictorial Presidential Empress.
Yeah, but when I'm with the press, I'm Supreme Dictorial Presidential Empress.
You put them in their place. Yeah, no, I love it. So what's happening to this awful man? What are you doing with him?
So there's a couple things we're doing. First, we're knocking him out, giving him gallons of ice cream, hypnotizing him, and saying, what I did was wrong. Everest Nevraumont, Dictorial Presidential Empress, is the best person in the world.
Okay.
And then we're dunking him in the ocean, hoping a shark comes. If a shark doesn't come, he's banished to Alcatraz.
So how long are you dunking him in the ocean for? Like, are we leaving him there for a few minutes? And if no shark?
We're leaving him there for a couple seconds because we don't want him to die.
No, that'd be
Because,
too hard.
then that wouldn't be torture. So we need to torture.
Yes. Okay.
So we're going to send him to Alcatraz, and he's going to be snuck in as someone else, like an American villain. Because I don't know if America... Yeah, it does. It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
okay. So we're going to send him to America, and hopefully he commits a big enough crime that America doesn't want him there anymore. And then they say, you guys can have him, like us, Mount Everest Junior.
Okay, so you send him back. Yeah, I'm with you.
And then we say no, and then the U.S. will put him in Alcatraz, and then we'll be rid of that dude forever.
God, I hope the shark comes. Seems a lot easier if a shark comes along and helps you out.
Well, yeah, but that also wouldn't be torture, so we're kind of hoping he doesn't come.
Oh, okay, but we're giving him the option of if a shark comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, good, because he shouldn't have done that. He shouldn't have randomly hypnotized you. Yeah,
you're never, right. Like, that is never something you do to the Supreme Dictorial Presidential Empress.
Now, this man is 94 years old. Are you okay with that?
He should be younger, or else if he's being 94 and still not knowing the rules, that's a little bit of a even bigger scandal for our country.
Yes.
So he's going to be an intern, and he's going to be 25 years old.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, well, he should have
learned. That way it makes sense for his naive and intolerableness.
Very childish. Yes, I agree.
Intolerableness.
Okay, thank you very much for figuring out that scandal. I do have a question for you. As you know, through history, usually a tyrant will have some sort of like propaganda, right? Backing them.
There's going to be zero propaganda, except for the fact that I'm pretending to be 30 years old and I'm 10.
Well, you're 30 years old and you're actually 10. We were just wondering, we're making a documentary about the wonderful Supreme Dictorial Presidential Empress. Do you want us to put anything in there as a fact that we can make up the fact? Do you know, just tell people how great you are, Anton. Any wonderful fact about you?
I'm amazing.
Just general amazing.
I have a great one. I was born on the top of Mount Everest. And I'm Taylor Swift's daughter in disguise.
And you're Taylor Swift's daughter but you're 30. What age is Taylor Swift?
Yeah, that's a great point. I'm Taylor Swift. It's like Hannah Montana.
So you're Taylor Swift?
Yeah, I'm Taylor Swift in disguise.
So you're global...
We can't tell anybody that, or else that would be like pretty bad.
Oh, so is it your country's secret that you're Taylor Swift?
Just my secret, actually. Because if we tell anybody else, and then people realize Taylor Swift's not actually me, that could also lead to an even bigger scandal. Okay. So let's do something that they cannot find. Because we can't do too much propaganda because we're really close to the U.S.
Would you like, this is an idea that you could put out there, would you like your propaganda movie to say that basically a lot of people think you're Taylor Swift, but you never confirm it? So people then will go, I wonder, is she? Yeah,
because then they'll think everybody else does, but then everybody else doesn't, but then they'll think, So it's almost like propaganda inside of propaganda.
Yeah, and you're not saying you are, but you might be. See? You can do
that. That's so smart. You're really good.
Thank you.
You had a lot of practice being a tyrant?
I have a lot of practice being an advisor to tyrants.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and trying to get a promotion. Can I get promoted?
Sure. But you know what happens if you betray the country.
I better hope a shark comes and eats me.
You just don't do anything that would cause me to hope a shark to eat you.
No. Okay, I have a few more questions for you, if you don't mind. There's a knock on your door. Knock. Knock.
Who is it?
Knock. Hello?
Hello, who are you?
Hello, it's your finance person, Paul. Hello.
Hello, Paul. What do you want?
Sorry, I'm just knock. Will I open the door?
Is it the door to my sleeping chambers or to the White House?
No, to your White House. Well, I mean, your office.
Sure. Come in, Paul.
Hello. Well, I guess just, wait. Oh, no, I have to call you Dictorial Presidential Empress. Yes.
You only have to call me Supreme Empress.
Supreme Empress, sorry.
Because that's faster, and sometimes people don't want to waste their time. So.
Okay, Super Empress. Can I call you Super Empress?
Sure, I like that title.
Okay, Super Empress. Supreme Super Empress. I have great news for you. I just checked the finances in the country, see how we're doing. We have a lot of money.
Yay! We should buy a Hollywood.
Okay. This might actually answer what I was going to ask. Your people are back up to 94% approval rate, and everyone loves you, right? And we have 100 billion in surplus in our government. So the people want to build you something. They want to build you like a world wonder, right? But they're not, I'll be honest, the people on this island aren't very creative. I mean, they're great, but they don't have great ideas. So what?
Dang it, we should have a cultural revolution.
Ooh, what would you do? How do you start that?
What?
How do we start that?
That's a good question. How did China start the Cultural Revolution? Let me think.
By the way, and I don't know this, but did that go well for China?
Good point. It did not go well for China.
Okay, yeah, maybe.
Maybe we do not do a cultural revolution.
Okay, not yet.
But we got to get some more intellectual thinkers in this country.
What would they would like to say is, can we spend some of that money on building a world wonder to celebrate you? Or like, what can we build for you? A statue, a monument?
I know. We could build a lighthouse, which is one of the world wonders that was destroyed, and the gardens of Babylon, because those are destroyed.
Yes.
So no, we can be fake copycats because we're not actually copying anything, but technically we are.
So you want to build a lighthouse of Alexandria?
Yes, and the gardens of Babylon.
And
we're going to build two things. And Hollywood.
And Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so we're going to make a complete new film industry center, I guess, of the world.
Yeah, and we need a bunch more concrete because Hollywood's going to be like an island off the island.
Oh, okay. So, do you know when you said you were going to build these gardens, the hanging gardens of Babylon and the lighthouse, the Alexandrian lighthouse? Because they're part of like the ancient world, the seven wonders of the ancient world, do you want to just build all of the seven wonders?
That's a great point.
Right?
And they can all be part of Hollywood. We'll dump a bunch of concrete into the sea and create a seven wonders of the world Hollywood film studio.
Okay, this might cost a bit more than 100 billion. Is that okay? We'll make the money back.
Fine.
Tourism.
Yeah, we'll make it back.
So
we can ask. And yeah, we'll just do it ourselves. We don't want to ask anybody.
We will get. I'll just list off these just so you know what we're getting out of this. We're getting Hollywood. We're getting the Great Pyramid of Giza. You wanted to build that, actually, didn't you? You wanted to build a pyramid.
Yeah, and we got to build the Eiffel Tower, too, even though I don't think that's a wonder of the world.
No, what we have at least here written down is that there's the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the statue of Zeus at Olympia, the Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. I'm not great with that name. Ephesus. Ephesus.
The god?
Oh, it must be, yes. Greek god.
Yeah, I love the Greek gods. They're pretty cool.
They're cool.
We should build a temple in honor of the Greek gods.
Do you want to go with the Greek gods? Do you prefer them to the Roman
Acropolis?
Oh, yes. So we can build that as well in the like center maybe or something. And then the mausoleum of, I'm going to butcher this one, the mausoleum of Halicarnassus. And
I don't know how to pronounce that.
I'd say they gave a good go at that, to be honest. The Colossus of Rhodes and then the lighthouse. So you have all them plus the Acropolis and Hollywood.
Yeah. Basically, we're creating another island and we're putting one wonder of the world there, and then we're doing another island with another wonder of the world, and so on.
Okay, Paul will get right on that, right? He runs out the office door. On your birthday, how should people celebrate your day?
Let me think, okay? Maybe they should, they all get school off, obviously.
Yes.
No work. And we're hosting a big party at the White House.
Oh.
And there's going to be balloons and cake, and everybody's allowed to come in, go on the movie theater, the bowling alley, the pool, Royal Gardens. Actually, they're not allowed to go in the Royal Gardens because you never know what would happen.
Would you like a nice birthday present?
Yes.
Okay.
What should my birthday present be?
I was going to say that we're going to fly in Taylor Swift.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Fly in Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
People will be like, wait a minute, how is there two of them together? And they'll think like, oh, is it one's a decoy? And they'll never be too sure, but it'll be a great performance, right?
Yeah, it'll be great, like, suspicion.
Yeah. And you're going to meet Taylor, right?
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
We're best friends.
Are you going to tell her you're 10 years old, or are you going to have to pretend?
Oh, yeah, we're best friends. We know each other.
Oh, so you know each other. So she's okay. Oh, cool, cool.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend that we know each other.
Yeah, that's fine. I do have a bad question for you.
Oh no, what happened? Did somebody crash my birthday party?
No, the birthday went perfect, right? Taylor was able to stay an extra day even.
Oh, yay!
See?
We gave her the second grandest room in the palace. I got the first grandest, but yeah.
Naturally you get grandest.
Naturally.
Do you have a throne to sit on?
What's a throne?
You see, I'm Irish, so I can't do THs, but like a chair to sit on, like
a
a king.
throne.
Yeah,
throne. Well, you know what's it called? It's like the R. It's redundant. No, it's not redundant. There's a desk that's in the U.S. White House. It starts with an R. Resolution. Yeah, that's it.
So you want a desk?
Yeah, we're gonna steal the revolution. Actually, no, we can't do that. We're gonna build our own one.
And call it the revolution desk.
Yes.
And then
that's a great idea.
Do you know, and I don't know, this could just be made up, but I'm going to pretend it's real, about the idea that the current president, Donald Trump, when he was the first time he was there, supposedly he had a button that he could press for a Diet Coke when he wanted.
A decoy?
No, like if he was sitting at his desk and he pressed this button, someone would just come in with a Diet Coke to him. Because he likes.
Oh, a Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God, a decoy. Yeah, a decoy man would come in. That'd be great.
Like a mirror image of him.
Yeah.
Here's your Diet Coke.
If someone asked him a difficult question, he'd bring in a decoy. On your desk, do you want a button for anything that if you press, you get it? Someone comes in.
Yes. So there's one button for a servant, one button for water, one button for food, one button for sushi. One button for mac and cheese.
Do you ever press all 4 at the same time or all 5 at the same time just to like have fun with all the people coming in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
everyone.
There's one for the resolute desk to turn into a footrest. So I can just lay back my feet on the footrest. And then one to change it back. That's like 6 or something.
Well, you can use the one button. You use the one button to change it back and forth.
Yeah.
Overcomplicate. Yeah. No, you'll be fine. Okay, perfect. Good desk choice. You are obviously very popular in the country.
Yeah. I'm 94% liked.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because you're a tyrant, you're a ruler of your own country. You've heard of coup attempts.
Yeah, tried to overthrow me. They would never do that.
Well, the 25-year-old
he came back?
He came back with friends.
I have to talk to this Alcatraz place.
Well, the good thing is, people have escaped that, haven't they?
Like 2 people in the last quadrillion years that existed.
And he's number 3. So the problem is, the good thing is we've caught him, okay? We caught him. He's in jail. He rode in on a shark and we've caught him. What do you want to do with him?
Send him to Oregon.
Why Oregon?
Because I don't want him to go to California because I have grandparents. No, Samantha lives in Oregon. We can't do that.
No. No, he keeps shouting Skibbity, Ohio.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You cannot do that. That's an illegal saying in my country.
Exactly.
He's got to stand in his head for 23 hours.
Okay, so we'll do that and then we're not sending him to Oregon.
No.
Okay.
We're sending him the other direction. Without a boat, without anything.
What do you mean the other direction? Like the other side of America or across?
Well, like we're right next to America, and that's west.
Yeah.
So we're gonna turn around and send him east.
Wait, so I'm gonna show you this map again. So if you're here, where my mouse is up and down, and then United States is to the right of you, you're sending them over towards Japan.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's going to Japan.
Right, sending it to Japan, they can deal with you. Right, they're the second most popular or the third most popular country in the world now.
Yeah, and then Japan can send them to South Korea, and
just keep going west until they reach Ireland.
Oh no! But then he'll go off Oregon to us again.
They'll never get past Ireland. We will not stop.
Thank you, Ireland.
You're welcome. Once again, Ireland saves the day. There is a knock on your door. Knock, knock, knock.
Yes, who is it?
Hello, it's Paul again. Knock, knock, knock.
What do you want, Paul?
Oh, you're very mean to Paul.
Oh, sorry. What would you like, Paul?
Oh, you're very British to Paul.
I don't know. What
Okay.
would you like, Paul?
Hello,
That more
Super
American?
Supreme Dictator. I've just good news, right? First of all, I'm going to be in a bit of a rush because my holidays are booked. I am going to Portugal for 9 weeks.
You're
On
going to
holiday.
Portugal and you're not staying here?
I'm
How
going on holiday.
rude,
I'm going
Paul.
on holiday. No, I'm on holiday. I've booked up my holidays.
For 9 weeks?
Yeah, I work hard.
Uh-huh. I have.
Why are you counting my weeks?
Well, I had to make sure it wasn't over 33 days, which I think it might be. Because remember, you're not allowed to stay in Europe for, is it 33 or 99?
What? Oh, maybe I don't know. I've been here for a lot longer.
Well, you're a
So
citizen of Ireland, right?
yeah.
But if you're not a citizen of any part of the European Union, then you're only allowed to be for like 33 or 99 days. So I don't know which one.
Oh, I'm going for 9 weeks, but the first 30 days is to Portugal, then the next 30 days is in Egypt, and then the last 30 days is in Brazil.
But okay, Brazil. You have to do Brazil in the middle.
Why?
Because Egypt and Ireland for 30 days, that's 60 days. And that's more than 33 days. And we have to be extra safe and conservative just in case, since we're a new country starting out.
Okay, fair enough. I tell you what, I'll do Brazil in the middle. That's perfect. That'll
Perfect.
sort out. Yeah, no, that's fine.
You're all good, Paul.
Okay, I'll just let you know the magnificent new island with all the seven wonders of the world and Hollywood is built. Okay.
Yes, there
So
shall be a grand opening ceremony, and everybody in the countries will be invited.
There is going to be, by the way, there's going to be so much tourism. You can imagine people are very excited
Our
around the
economy
world.
will grow so much.
Now,
It'll
I
be
did have a
great.
quick look at the finances again.
Yeah.
So it turns out there was a minus sign in front of the 100 billion. So we never had money. Turns out we were actually in debt. We were broke. So because
Okay, Paul,
we
you're
spent this
fired.
in what? What?
Because he's a general, like secretary of the treasury, and he can't tell the difference between a plus and a minus sign.
No, I thought it was just a bit of dirt on the screen, and it was actually a minus sign. But it was just I don't have buttons to like press to have a cleaner come in and clean my laptop. But maybe I should get one.
This Paul kid is.
But yeah, Paul is actually 8 years old. So
yeah,
he's pretending to be 45. He does say, "Look, I'm going on holidays. The International Monetary Fund is just asking how are we going to make money." So I'm going to go on my holiday for 9 weeks, and yeah, when I come back, I'll help out whatever you decide. So Paul is going to the airport. Okay.
All right. I do not like this Paul dude.
Why?
Because he's deserting the country in its biggest time of need.
No, but he did have those holiday days booked.
I guess.
He did work hard. He's a good worker. But yeah, so you're about 200 billion in debt. How are you going to make money?
So, how are we going to make money? We can't start taxing the people. That's a recipe for error.
Yeah. I mean, we could tax them a little bit.
Yeah, is there anything we're taxing on that we don't really need to tax on?
Oh, wait, what do you mean?
Well, sometimes if you tax on oranges, for example, but you weren't actually using that money for anything.
Oh, so we were just taking the money.
Then stop taxing on oranges and tax more on something else that's of a higher value.
Oh, so I tell you what, I'll ask it this way. Is there anything that you would have, like an everyday item, right? Something that you'd buy, that you would think, okay, people can pay less for that, but they have to pay more for something else?
I don't know. I don't really go shopping very much.
Yeah. What would you think, okay, people should pay a lot more for, like, do you think laptops or cars or TVs we're going to have to be like, look, we're going to have to, they'll be expensive.
Yes, they should pay more for most screens, not computers, because those are pretty necessary for human civilization. But like TVs and stuff, those are just used for people going like, and staring at the screen. So TVs are now going to be $100,000.
Oh my God. Okay. And to be fair, you now have Hollywood there. So there's going to be a lot of great movies coming out of this. So people will want TVs to watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, maybe a little less than $100,000. We're going to make it $10,000.
10,000.
Still remotely affordable.
Yeah. And they'll be good TVs, right? They'd be like a car. They'll be like a car. Like, I mean, a car, you get a good car for 10,000. So you get a good TV for the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Cars and TVs are like the same value.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Great thinking. Good, quick thinking. I do, after that, Paul, by the way, happily goes off for 9 weeks and loves Brazil.
Yeah. Can we send Paul a message that he's fired?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Well, you can't send him that when he's on holiday. Right?
Dang it.
I mean, you can if you want.
I don't like Paul anymore, though.
Oh. What's the name of the person you'd hire instead of them?
I don't know. Robert.
Well, Robert did check the finances again. It turns out that minus sign was a plus sign. So you did actually have a load of money anyway.
Okay. I like Robert.
Yeah, Robert's good. Robert knows what he's at. Okay, I have a last question for you, Everest, or rather the Supreme. What are you now? The Supreme Dictorial.
The Supreme Dictorial Presidential Empress.
Empress, yes.
Yes.
At some point in time, like every ruler, you kind of have to think about your heir, right?
That's a good point. It won't happen for a long time, though, because I'm 10.
Yeah. No, well, people think you're 30. But yeah, you're right. People, yeah.
I know what I could do, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to invest a lot of my country's money in longevity so I can live forever.
So you're going to live you're living a long time. Okay.
Yes, because I'm investing in longevity.
Are you trying to be immortal?
Pretty much.
Okay, so you're just going to plan to live forever and then you will always, so you're never giving up power?
No, not really.
No, you're going to forever be in charge of everyone?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you're just going to refuse to let anyone take over?
Pretty much.
Okay, good. Yeah, at least you're straight talking about it.
I'm not giving anybody my power.
Okay, Everest, do I have to keep calling you the Supreme
no, you can just say Supreme Empress.
Supreme Empress. Okay, I'm gonna call you that from now on.
Right.
Did you win? So do I have this right? Did you win the Texas History Bee?
Yeah, the Austin one and the Houston one.
Oh, awesome. So
the Austin one didn't really count though, since I was the only fourth grader there.
Wait, so was it people younger than fourth grade or over fourth grade?
There was people people older, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. I don't think, but there's nobody under, and there's only one fourth grader, one 5th grader, and one 6th grader. So we all played together, and I got second place.
That's fantastic. Congratulations. Do you go on then from Texas to like all of America?
To nationals, yeah. Nationals is in Orlando.
Ooh, cool. So is that this year, or do you wait until next year?
It's this year in like May, I think.
Oh my God.
I would have to ask my dad.
Well, this podcast might be out around then, so I hope you win.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool. Do you get a lot of money when you win?
I don't think so. I get a medal.
Oh yeah, but it'll be a heavy medal.
They're not that heavy.
No, either way, right? It'll be really cool if you win.
It feels good to win, though. You get like to say, I'm the best president in history in all of America.
Right? Do you remember what your final question was to win the Texas one?
Which one? The Houston?
I guess, yeah.
Let me see. No, I don't remember.
Oh, cool.
I just remember it was really scary. Because the finals always scary.
Do they ask you like what year something happened, or do they ask you what is the Treaty of Versailles? Like, do they ask you?
It could be both.
Yeah.
So they start off the question with something super obscure. Ooh. Like, this general suffered his greatest and only defeat at Fort Necessity.
Oh, it's an unfortunate name.
You know who that was?
It was. Give me a clue.
Like an obvious clue?
Yeah.
First president of the United States.
George Washington.
Yeah. But that would be the last side. Like, they get less and less obscure.
Oh.
Like, the next line might be, he led soldiers in the Mexican-American War. He was, like, the first president. I think he was president of the first or second Continental Congress. I don't remember which one. No, that was George Washington.
Oh, that's George Washington. Okay, I'm with you. I got it.
And then it would get really easy for the point, name the first president of the United States.
Okay. Okay, so in May, hopefully you kick butt and you win. And if not,
I hope so. It's gonna be scary though.
Just try and hypnotize the judges if you
yeah.
you can't. Okay.
I can use my Dictorial Presidential Empress title to win them over.
Okay, so Super Supreme Dictorial Presidential Empress, otherwise known as Everest Nevraumont. I hope you do really well in the nationals. And I have a question. What wisdom would you give people? I know you're going to live forever on your island, but what wisdom would you give people, especially older people?
I've only had like 7 years of practice, but let's see. What wisdom?
Especially if you're standing out on the whiteboard house lawn.
Vote for me?
Vote for you? There's no voting.
Oh yeah, right. That's a good point. I don't know. What's my words of wisdom?
So you're like
choose wisely.
Choose wisely, or else they're being fed to sharks.
Yeah. Otherwise, they don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. Okay. Bye everyone for listening. Thanks everyone for listening, and goodbye.